All right, let's start off. Thanks very much for coming. So, as Dominic said, my name is Alexandr Shurkaev. I'm head of cross-border e-commerce at Yandex.Market. I've been working in e-commerce field for something like 15, 17 years, and some digital companies as well. So, like e-commerce companies like Rocket Internet, for example, a known company for you, I guess. So, last year, we at Yandex.Market represented our vision, our idea how Yandex.Market should develop in terms of working with international partners like you. And in the year, I would like to shed some light on what we already done, and moreover, let you know some insights about Russian market and how it's developing. What are the key factors that you should take into consideration being a merchant or a partner of us? And even if you are not so far represented in Russia as a merchant, still you will be able to understand our landscape and maybe make up your mind to enter our market. Okay, first off, some basic information about our e-commerce landscape. And most of this data is based upon research conducted with some firms like GfK and others. And sometimes there is our own data, which I will share, but mostly it's market research. So just some basic figures about Russian e-commerce in terms of physical goods. That's an important addition, since sure, people not only buy goods like shoes, apparel, etc., but also, of course, like tickets and some other items. And here we mostly concentrated on physical goods and taking into account the whole population of Russia. Actually, it's something like 25% of people who are engaged in e-commerce made an order in the last 6 months, and that's a noticeable amount of people. Actually, if you talk about just any transaction, it will comprise something like 90%. But here I would be focusing mostly on physical goods, which are represented in the Yandex.Market. That's why this figure is 25%. Sure, in this year, in 2017, it will increase, and there are some insights which I will show you later on that gives us such a idea. So a bit more about domestic and cross-border and how they compare in terms of our audience attention, so to speak. So, according to our research, in domestic market, nothing is actually happening in terms of amount of people who prefer to buy something domestically in their local city or in the neighborhood region. But as to cross-border, sure, there is a pretty big rise of China. It stands to reason. They are developing very fast, and still, if you look at Europe and USA as part of our cross-border landscape, it is still quite noticeable that there is some part of sales that are conducted on cross-border manner in European and American e-stores. Another issue that you should take into consideration is the value of last order, just according to our research. As you can see, there's a really big increase in terms of average order value in European and American e-stores. Actually, I will be frank, the basic reason is that there is some fluctuation in conversion in currency exchange, of course, but anyway, as you can see, China is pretty stable in terms of being quite low as to average order value, and European and American stores just bigger, much bigger. Domestic is also quite stable. If you turn it into euros, it sounds like domestic is 100 euros, China is something like 40 euros, and Europe and America about 132 euros. Some categories, just information about categories that are mostly interesting for our audience, and people just buy goods from these or that stores. So we compare domestic purchases with cross-border ones, mostly European and American. As you can see, there are some definite leaders like clothing and footwear, and people want and love to buy them domestically and buy them in a cross-border manner. Well, it stands to reason, it's quite convenient to buy those goods in terms of their size. I mean, it's not furniture, for example, and Still, nonetheless, there are some opportunities, some categories which are not so widespread according to our research, like, for instance, home and garden, for example, or health products that might be a bit more in terms of cross-border, and that are the opportunities that you might, as a merchant, take advantage of. All right, so a bit about devices used in e-commerce checkout. I would like to point your attention that we are talking about checkout itself, not just devices being used on the whole, because actually people do use omni-channel approach. They search for their goods on the desktop, then they might convert on mobile, and etc. Just vice versa. Anyway, there is a distinguishable difference between domestic and cross-border. People in their local towns in Russia, they actually, just a big amount of them, something like 5%, prefer to phone their sales representative, so to speak, a salesperson in a store, and just order their goods by phone. But in a cross-border store, it's just not applicable. That's why we don't have any amount of people who do it in a cross-border manner. And you should take that into consideration. It is concerning only checkout. As to customer service, sure, people do want to know what is happening to their order, to the parcel they have ordered, and that's why they sometimes try to reach a cross-border shop as well. That's why our partners mostly have their customer service call centers local, being based in Russia, to satisfy our clients' needs in terms of customer service after purchase. Okay, so a bit more about delivery methods and how they are spread among our customers. Well, number one is pick up from store. People really prefer to do it this way. It's most convenient and it's most used. So the major reason is that it's free of charge, always, actually. So people just want to minimize their cost in terms of purchases. They just go to the store and get their stuff. Russian Post, number two in terms of being used, but actually it's not convenient. People don't like postal offices in terms of their e-commerce features, so to speak. This step might be not quite appropriate. There are some queues, etc. So people have to use that means of delivery, just delivery method. But anyway, they don't feel that it's appropriate and convenient. Own delivery is also widespread, but as you can see, pickup points and express delivery are not so widespread. People don't regard them as convenient and as popular. So one of the most important slides to take into consideration if we talk about cross-border actually. So you as a merchant should live up to these expectations if you really want to have high quality of support, high quality of service, and again live up to our audience's expectations. People know that cross-border consumes time in terms of delivery, right? You have to deliver the goods just through SCM. But anyway, 14, 18 days, according to our research, is the best period of time for you to deliver your goods. People are not just there, they are reluctant to wait longer. And they will be very pleased if you, of course, make it faster, because sometimes it's possible to deliver faster by some means. But anyway, this is the interval that you should stick to. Just some more information why actually people buy online, what they prefer to take into consideration when they make up their minds to buy something from a local or cross-border store. So, well, free stuff is everything that people love. So free delivery really is a must actually if you want to increase your amount of sales. There are some life hacks to do that. You can put your delivery costs into the final price. Sometimes it works out because in a cross-border store, for example, it will be still cheaper compared to a local offer. So you might offer kind of free delivery but still make your profit. Free gifts also popular, just loyalty bonuses, buy two, get one, just standard approaches, but still they work fine in terms of our Russian audience.
Some reasons why actually people want to buy something from cross-border stores. The first one and foremost is low prices. Well, again, it stands to reason, it's natural that people prefer good bargains. But you know, in our country, low price is basically the best reason, the major reason why people go to cross-border stores and buy something. Yeah, they will have to wait for their parcel, but anyway, it pays off because the price is low. And you can see compared year over year, the amount of people who regard this point as the most important increases. Unique assortment, of course, stuff that is not sold in Russia is also very, very, popular as a reason to buy something. Just a funny thing about fast delivery. It feels strange to name fast delivery as an option, as a reason to buy something in a cross-border store. But actually, if we talk about Russia as a big company, as a big country, company as well, kind of, if you live somewhere in the eastern part of Russia, for you as a buyer, it might be even faster to get something from China than from Europe, for example. That's why they regard fast delivery as an option for them. Okay, so more about Yandex.Market and our solution that we have on board. So, just some figures about Yandex.Market. We have some roughly 40 million people, unique visitors per month, more than 150 million offers available on our platform. Around 5% of them are from international stores. So, all in all, we have around 100 international e-shops on our platform from 20 countries. Actually, some of the countries are really, exotic, I would say. And we were really flabbergasted, surprised that we have them on board. But we do have a Zimbabwe e-commerce shop. We have a shop from Thailand and Cambodia. Actually, they sell apparel, but anyway, they just came themselves to our marketplace and they are represented on our platform. Okay. A bit more about business stuff. So, what are the challenges to enter the Russian market? Of course, they are localization. 95% of Russian people speak only Russian. That's the reason you have to do something about it. You have to localize your offers into proper good Russian, just adjust your descriptions, adjust your sometimes even pictures maybe to live up to people's expectations. Delivery options, we discussed it a bit previously. So payment processing and settlements. We have a partner, is Yandex Money, or Yandex Checkout actually, yeah, Yandex Checkout, correct, which give us a solution. And it's really good, we are satisfied with it, and our just guys help us have a mutual project together to give you a payment processing solution on Yandex.Market as well. So own website conversion rate is an issue if you come to Russia, and sometimes people in Russia are not, okay with your layouts, with your approach. Well, it's mostly concerning Asian sites, websites. They do not convert well. European are better, of course. They are more up to our audience's expectations. Marketing expenditures. When you enter a new market, you cannot figure out what would be the marketing costs. And we suggest we just give a solution as a CPA, as we call it, product. Actually, having a step back, we had CPC for a long time. We've been working with this model for 16 years. But now we have a CPA solution for our international merchants as well as domestic ones. So some of the features of this solution. We have a secure checkout, again, together with Yandex Checkout in Russian, and it is on desktop and mobile as well. So we have a last mile delivery solution. We don't have the whole SCM solution for you as a merchant, but we have at least last mile in Russia. Own tracking solution is also available. People are eager to know what is happening to their parcel when we talk about cross-border e-commerce. That's why we had to build this feature. Again, we have payment processing with settlements, which are much more appealing to our merchants because settlements take place not in the end of the delivery, but in the middle. When you start delivering goods, we have a settlement. We have, the point when we pay you money. For processing. So as to commissions, they are pretty straightforward. We don't have escrow deposits like other marketplaces. And again, of course, we have a buyer protection. Since we are a marketplace, we have to protect our buyers and our sellers as well from some malicious, things that might happen. Just a little bit about onboarding. Sometimes it feels a bit complicated, but actually we have solutions for any part just of this process. First, you have to come up with the content that you want and the assortment that you want to represent in our marketplace. Then you will build a shopping feed. We have a proprietary format for that, or you can use Excel text even for that. Then a tricky part kind of is to have an integration, an API integration for orders being transferred from us to you and vice versa as to statuses. Again, if we are talking about business, we have to have some agreements. We have an agreement, so you as a merchant will be having an agreement with Yandex.Market and Yandex Checkout as well. And all in all, after just a month or two, you will have sales on Yandex.Market being one of our partners. Just a little bit about the tools that we have on board in order to increase your sales. Well, they're basic actually. I wouldn't be telling something extraordinary, but actually we have, of course, CPC and CPA bidding. If you want to increase your sales, you might just engage in bidding as in any similar platform. What's more, we are going to have a separate cross-border department. It's kind of a new store inside Yandex.Market, and it will be done solely for cross-border goods, for the merchants that want to sell their goods to our audience on a cross-border manner. Shop and shop, well, a familiar thing in other marketplaces when you, as a merchant, have your local, shop on our virtual marketplace, and you can drive traffic to your personal, place on our platform. Just brand zone, banners, flash sales, etc., just everything which is going to increase your sales. What's more, we have external channels, of course. Most of them are, again, based on our Yandex technologies, like Yandex Direct or just remarketing campaigns or basic performance campaigns. Affiliate marketing is also possible, and sure, organic search and network traffic. Since we are a search engine, we have quite a lot of traffic for that. Just a couple of examples of the stores that we have on Yandex.Market. So the first one is Zomaart, eine deutsche company. So a German-based company backed up by logistics company Shipter. They have something like 50,000 SKUs on board, quite a lot of different brands from different categories. And we managed to have a connection with them using specific order management system, Bittrex, the most widespread one in Russia, actually, plus our own plugin for that. And we just started dealing with them in December 2016 and just growing their sales. So, and we have another example just to be objective. It's a Chinese store backed up by logistic company SF Express. Well, the value of SF Express is something like $38 billion. And they have 120,000 SKUs on our marketplace, and some renowned brands from China like Xiaomi, Huawei, Leica, etc. So they use Magento. Well, I guess if you do some e-commerce, you know Magento as well. And we have a plugin for that to speed up integration. They started their sales in March 2017, and they are doing really fantastic on Yandex.Market. We know that by the end of the year, they will increase their sales much more. So just a couple of examples. Well, that's it, guys. So just study online sales on Yandex.Market. We will be happy to help you out with some details and might be issues. And we have Anton just somewhere behind, again from Yandex.Market, who can help you out as our key account in European region. And just that's it. Thanks.